stories that go with all musical instruments, Māori musical instruments, and the stories are, with this one that I know, that this carved face represents Tāne Mahuta, the god of the forest. And because this shell comes from the sea, it represents Tangaroa, the sea god. When you look at the waves, how they bash against the rocks and crash against the shore, we say that the sea and the shore gods are at war. But in this instrument, they're joined together. So it's a symbol of peace. So that's why I like to start my stories with this. We also say that when this god Tāne Mahuta went through all the heavens to get the baskets of knowledge, he didn't just go to get the baskets of knowledge for Māori, he went to get the baskets of knowledge for everybody. When he came back, they blew this instrument to welcome him. So that's why I like to start my stories with this, in search of peace and knowledge, which I think is part of the reason why I write. I won't go into all the stories of my instruments, but they've all got stories and reasons. The stories concerning this one are to do with death. This is called a pūtorino. It's got two sounds. This is the female sound. And this is the male sound. Now, this is all these instruments were given to me as presents over the past 30 years, so I really value them. And this was given to me, I think it comes from South America, this flute, and I use it when I do my poems about the moon. Now, this is a koe, or a gourd, looks a bit like a pear. In the Māori world, when you see these kind of gourd-like instruments are usually used for peaceful reasons. Most Māori instruments, 80–90% of them weren't used for making music or having a concert or a jam. They used them for ceremonies or magic. And these are used for peaceful reasons. That's why I like to play them in my stories. Because in times of peace, in times of war, you can't work. You have to go to war. But in times of peace, you can work. So this represents the kereru, the pigeon. See, in times of war, you've got to go to war. In times of peace, you can go out and hunt the pigeon. Times of peace are good for everybody except the pigeon. Because the Māori take this out and they make this. Trying to call the pigeon, so I'm told. And this is another one, making the sound of the pigeon's wings. Now this one I got when I was in Samoa. I went to the South Pacific Arts Festival, and there was all these Hawaiians there. And they were all singing, and they kept on singing out the word paikea. I'm from Ngāti Porou, was one of my tribes, and Paikea is my ancestor. So I went up to the Hawaiians and I said, what are you doing calling out Paikea, the name of my ancestor? You better shut up. Not for you to use my ancestor's name. They said, well, Paikea is our ancestor too. And through that we're able to trace our links through genealogy, which is the strength of genealogy. And to cement the peace over the argument we had, they gave me this. And they said, this is called an ohe hanu ihu, it's a nose flute. And they said, by the way, it's used for playing love songs, and when you learn to play it, you'll learn magic. The idea is that the sound that comes when you blow through your nose is supposed to be more pure than the sound that comes up from your puku, because your ear's gone all down here. I don't know how they work it out, it's got to come through your nose anyway. So. But they say it's more pure. And I did learn something magic, because I didn't know any love songs. I only know lament. But when I learned to play this, I learned that in order to lament, you must first love. Nice gentle sound that. And I use these are kōauau, and I use them when I do stories about the sea. This is made out of beef ivory, but mainly kōauau is often made out of the bones of birds, seabirds, and when you have one made out of a seabird's bone, you tell your stories about the sea.